Hi, my name is Holly O, and I am the Chief Medical Officer at the Deming Center, which is a community health center in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm also a former IHI Fellow. When my co-fellow and I first talked about writing this course, we really wanted to do a course that um, began to reflect what QI is really like in the real world. So if you're already taking these open school courses, then just like us, you probably already believe that QI is powerful and QI is effective. Um, but QI honestly can also be really hard. Um, it can be messy and it can be ugly and it can be complicated. And we thought it was important to acknowledge all of those things. And I guess when thinking about how challenging QI can be, um, that's why we thought it was so important to talk about the personal development part of this and the internal reflection that can be so useful. So, how do you maintain your integrity and values when things get challenging? Um, how can you bring your own humility to the work, and how can you maintain your sense of purpose when things get really difficult? And then we also thought it would be really important to talk about the strategic kind of practical sort of approaches to QI. And that's why it was so incredibly helpful to hear and to gather all these great stories from um, real world improvers and to hear about their real life challenges and also hear about all the practices they use to overcome them, right? Because it was so useful to hear about, well, how QI can be really challenging. It can also be incredibly satisfying. Um, so anyway, we really wanted to make sure that we didn't paint QI to be all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, to make sure that you were going into this work eyes wide open. But also that you realize that while, yes, it's actually really important to know how to use a PDSA, important to know how to use a run chart and how to use data to further your improvement work, it's also incredibly crucial to recognize that QI ultimately is about people and it's about relationships and communication. How do you stay open to new ideas when conflict is um, staring you in the face? How do you remain curious? So I hope you really enjoy the course, and I really encourage you to go out there and make some real life QI stories of your own.